my live stream. Today, just continuing the grind of the promo. Today is December 6th, 2020. Thank you for anybody that comes. And just continue the grind of the promo. Probably going to go on play a lot of accounts right here. Thank you for anybody that comes. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Made a video today about Obi Toppin. 10 facts. 10 interesting facts about him. Just want to do something new. Obadiah Toppin. New York Knicks. Oh, okay. Well, appreciate it. I just started live streaming as well. You're the first one here. Thank you. It's like 11 in New York, right? So a little bit earlier than usual. Like an hour earlier. So how's your 2K21 game? You said last time you were trying to get an Xbox, right? Oh, appreciate that, dude, man. Thank you. The game is good. All right, awesome. Yeah, I hope you, if you plan to get a new Xbox, I think you were saying last time. Hope you get that Xbox. It's near Christmas time, so there might be some kind of a deal that makes it cheaper to get it. Rika Ramadan, thanks for coming. How are you doing tonight? BJ the Goat, thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Just continuing the grind of this in this game. So similar from last few days. Not much NBA news. Everybody is basically in training camp. And then preseason will start soon, and the NBA season will start late December, December 22. Looking is which, so because I haven't played the game, so then you have this reindeer thing, Larry Bird. Let's see if it's a Curry thing, and then you have this Curry thing right here. Lots of reindeer stuff, gold presents, but there. Oh, it looks like Lou Dort went live on Twitch. Oh, I did not know that. Cool. I did see he made one video today. It was a very short video of 2K21. Let's see if I open this, what happens. So it looks like he's playing 2K21. In the video, he has like a Charlotte Hornets jerseys. How are you guys doing tonight, by the way? Thank you guys for coming. If anybody, that was his Twitch. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I think you guys would be good friends. Alright, so he might come to the live stream. He usually comes. But the past few days he's been busy. Lou Dort. And he is friends with NBA Gameplay. And Mr. Geopig. Kind of awesome. Hello. Nice to see you again. How are you doing? Appreciate you guys of coming. Alright, so you got the shot right here. Oh, dude, man, I have a question I'd like to ask. Oh, awesome, Kenneth, awesome. I hope you're awesome. Man, I have a question I'd like to ask about Dude Man. I'm gonna sit here for about 30 minutes. Sit here for about 30 minutes. Okay, cool. Just grinding the promo. So if you want to watch. Yeah, my question is, In America, we pronounce Adidas, right? We just pronounce it Adidas. In Germany, they call it Adidas, right? Do you ever see Americans, if you say Adidas, I don't know if they know what you're saying. But Adidas from Germany. And they have signed a lot of NBA players. It's pretty cool that's pronounced differently because it's originally from Germany. The athletic brand Adidas. It took me a while to even find out it was pronounced Adidas because I was watching this new show, French 24. I changed to American pronunciation. Wendy, thanks for coming. How are you doing tonight? Appreciate you coming, Wendy. I'm just grinding the promo. Oh, so you pronounced it the German way, Adidas. And then now since you live in the United States, you pronounce Adidas now. Cool. Interesting. I think it's pretty cool that I think a lot of Americans they don't even know that Adidas, a very famous athletic brand like Nike. I don't think that many Americans know that it's from a German company. So it took me a while to find that out. I was watching some European channels, France 24, and then I saw the reporter called Adidas. So that's how I found out about that. It took me a while. So you're going to get the stamina right here. Get some coins right here. Always keep forgetting to do that. Alright, this is my main account. And then let's see if there's anything. Yeah, it took me a while. I think it's really interesting. Europeans, right? We pronounce it Nike. Do you guys pronounce it Nike? I heard it's pronounced Nike. Hi, Kyle Trench. Yo, thanks for coming back. How are you doing tonight? InfoSpot 401. Hello, thank you for coming. So InfoSpot 401, he has a great YouTube channel. He reviews different products from Amazon, eBay, and stuff like that. I'm good. Thank you for coming, Kyle. So InfoSpot 401, check out his channel. He makes great videos as well. And also he has very nice live streams as well. Talks about different stuff in the news. Got off work a couple hours ago. Happy to hear that. You're just relaxing now. So happy that you get to watching the Denver KFC. Great game tonight. Yeah, I actually watched some of it tonight. Just a couple of minutes ago. Nice to after feeding cat when I got home. Oh, that's nice. You're feeding your cat. It's very lovely. You have pets and stuff like that. Yeah, I hope you're taking a break now. You get to relax and we just talk about basketball. Oh, you have to edit video. No problem, Kyle Trents. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. The welcome hour. Yeah. Yeah, usually if I come home from a busy day, I like to go eat some food and go sleep. You know. Info spot. So yeah, pretty cool. Denver Broncos are playing pretty well, I thought, because they're against the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Kansas City Chiefs are the Super Bowl champs from last year. Okay, so actually still this year. Hey, Damian Morris. Hello. Thank you for coming. How are you doing tonight? I'm good. Yeah. Thanks for coming. I'm good. Yeah, I'm talking here with InfoSpot 401, Jude Man, and other people right here. Jude Man, what is your favorite show? What show did you just watch? I usually like watching The Simpsons or something, whatever they're on. Family Guy. South Park. Oh, okay, cool. South Park's funny. I haven't watched in a while, but it's pretty funny. Dominique Wilkins with a shot. All right, Ibaka. I haven't been really watching TV as much anymore, but sometimes I watch whatever's on. Yes, they're very funny, and they're creators of that show. They're from, I think, Colorado, Denver, Colorado, or something. Oh, thank you for the update of the game. Thank you for the update. Okay, so we're gonna do the show. I do not watch enough NFL football. Do you watch NFL football? I do not watch much of the football, but I do know most of the quarterbacks and everything like that. I think football there's a lot of people. Not really. Oh. So Damien, you watch it? I watch some of it sometimes. Because I know pretty much every quarterback, but I do not know the every player. I think there's too many people on the team. But there's another game created by EA called Madden Mobile. You know, of course, if you play that game, most people play NBA Live Mobile also play Madden Mobile or just Madden, the main game. Well, I couldn't name all the players. There's like too many players. But the same thing with like football, American, we call it soccer. Soccer for FIFA, so I do not know any of the players' names. Do not know every player. There's too many players. And in football, they also wear a lot of helmets, masks, and everything like that. So you don't really see their faces as well. So every day I learn somebody new. There's like too many people in sports sometimes. This nice thing about basketball, there's only like 15 people on a roster. All right, so and make sure to play these events, street lineup events. I think it just came up a couple of days ago. But you always get some free tokens. I don't know if you could sell it, but you always get some cards. Oh, you're trying to get the Xbox as a Halo. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I hope you get it. Halo is a very famous Microsoft game. I actually never played it before. I don't really play that many video games, but is there a new Halo out or something like that? There's also a game that I see that's really cool. It's called Cyberpunk 2077 or something like that. It was from Poland. The company that makes it is from the country of Poland. And then in the commercials, they have Keanu Reeves. KC wins. Kansas City wins. Oh, thank you for telling me. I'm not surprised. They're one of the best teams in football. Kansas City. I'm not surprised that they won. Let's play these Dwight Howard events right here. Yeah, it looks awesome, their game. And I think it's going to be released in December 10th. I've seen some commercials. And you have the Keanu Reeves. You have Keanu Reeves in there. From John Wick. And he's also for Speed. Also, one of my favorite movies, Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted. Very funny movie about these two teenage dudes. They find a time machine pretty much. And then they're trying to get an A on their history paper. And then they go travel back in time, meet Napoleon, meet Joan of Arc, meet Abraham Lincoln. Very funny. Kind of a reunion movie. Bill and Ted 3. But because of the virus and everything, it was not released in movie theaters, I believe. Or it was released in very, very little movie theaters. What's the scariest movie I ever watched? It's hard to say. There's a lot of scary movies. I'll probably say Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho. Okay, so right there, 3-point shot. That's an old movie. First time I saw it was pretty scary. And yeah, I really like movies as well. So anybody wants to talk about movies, I really like movies. I like James Dean. He's my favorite actor. Where's Chef Curry? Oh, he sometimes comes, you know. He's probably busy and stuff. Chef Curry. He has the icon of Flight React. Yeah, recently I haven't been watching anything either. But I used to watch movies a lot back then. I forget if it's a German movie or not. But I know there's a movie called Run Lola Run. And I think it's a German movie. Very funny. Oh, you like the Psycho remake? I think it starred Vince Vaughn. Hey, MBAK. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for coming. What state are you from? Or what country are you from? If you're from the United States, what state is from and everything like that? I don't think Chef Curry has a Flight Reacts picture. Oh, okay. So it's a different type of picture. Yes, they're both good movies. Yes, those movies, especially back then, I like how people back then, in the 1950s, 1960s, they dressed in suits and everything like that. And the women have very pretty dresses. So I like their fashion back then. And I also really like Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Johnny Carson, Bob Hope. So those are people I really like. Okay, so it's like a meme picture. Okay, thanks for telling me. I do not really watch that much 2K YouTubers, so I'm not always sure about that. So thanks for telling me that, Jamian. You're from San Diego? Oh, okay. So you mean San Diego? Is that what you mean? From California? I'm also from California. I'm from Los Angeles. Yeah, West Side Story. Yes, that is a very awesome musical. It's basically the story of Romeo and Juliet. And then, awesome, MBAK. One of the actresses in the movie that stars is Natalie Wood. P versus B, bro. What do you mean by that? You mean when we go arena? Yeah, Natalie Wood. She was also in Rebel Without a Cause, starring James Dean. So I thought she. How are you doing tonight? Let's see what time he miss. Okay, can you just? That dude is so awesome. Oh, okay, cool. I'm not sure. I think it's 10 a 10. So we're gonna. Thank you, Damien. Thank you. Can you do kinetic, confident? Kinetic man, thank you for coming. Welcome to my channel. Kinetic, confident. Appreciate it. Can you do a dunk between your legs? I do not know you, so but I know you say you're 6 feet 5 inches, right, Dude Perfect? So I think you probably could dunk like that. Thank you, Kinetic. Welcome. Thanks for coming. All right, let's go. We have, I think these are Dallas Maverick jerseys and Detroit Pistons jerseys right there. My vertical is 2 feet 3 inches. 2 feet 3 inches. Okay, thank you, Flying Deer Pig. Appreciate it. And yeah, if you NBA I'll check out your video later. I'm still on live stream right now. And make sure to leave a comment on my recent video so I can find your channel. Sometimes I cannot find your channel. All right, so dunks right here. Okay, so I'll get this stuff right here. Hello, Eric. Eric from Florida. Hello, thank you for coming. Okay, so I'm going to Eric, I believe, is an Orlando Magic fan. I think it's 11 in Florida. Florida is a beautiful state. Okay, so what am I trying to do here? A lot of stuff right here. Let's go here. Get this right here. Let's finish this event. Then I can go to another account. Three-point shot right there. Right here. Let's hurry up and get these points right here. The stream's laggy. Sorry, I think it's probably my internet connection. So hopefully it gets better. So I heard LaMelo Ball, he's playing pretty well. I heard that he's playing pretty well with Gordon Hayward. So hopefully they could play well. Gordon Hayward, though, he is much older than LaMelo Ball. If you look at their ages, sometimes I like looking at the age difference between every player. Yeah, they just signed Gordon Hayward, the Hornets. And Eric, Dude Perfect here, he's from New York. And Flying Deer Pig is from Minnesota. So Gordon Hayward, he signed, actually it was a sign and trade, but at first he signed with the Hornets. And he is 30 years old, born 1990. Gordon Hayward is 30 years old. So LaMelo Ball, let's look at his age. He was born in 2001. 2001, so he is age 19. So a huge difference. Basically, almost a decade difference. Pretty much like 11 years difference between the two. I would say Gordon Hayward in his age, he's pretty much still in his prime, but starting to become a little bit older. Starting to become a little bit past his prime. And LaMelo Ball, he's still a very young player, right? I believe the youngest player in the NBA is born in 2001. Born in 2001 is LaMelo Ball. And other players in the 2020 draft. Yes, it did. The injury, it probably did mess up his prime. That's very true. Hey, Eric, I don't know why you wrote that, but please don't write stuff like that. Remember, I told you don't mess around. This is pretty random. Yeah, he was very good in Utah. He made the All Star team. He made the All Star team in Utah. Yes, flying to your pick. He was injured. The first, uh, the first game he played with the Boston Celtics. You see that gruesome injury where his a very serious injury. The first game he was in Boston Celtics. So I think that whole season, his first year, he only played one game. And that was the same year they got Kyrie Irving as well. So very bad luck for Gordon Hayward. So he's been injured basically this whole time. All right, Eric, please don't do that again because it was pretty random. And he got traded or whatever to the Celtics and then got injured. That shoulder injury, whatever, was messed up. Yeah, see, he got injured. So that's kind of sad for his career. And you always want to go to Boston Celtics. You want to be the next Larry Bird, same thing. But unfortunately, he got injured. So I always liked that Boston Celtic team when they had Kyrie Irving and when they had Gordon Hayward. It was very exciting. And Jason Tatum was like a rookie. Terry Rozier was pretty much a rookie. So that's a very talented team. You have Jaylen Brown, who's a second-year player. I don't see as much talent in Boston as I did back then. But they're still a talented team, but I don't see as much talent there. So that's why I do not think they'll come out of the East. Isaiah was better than Kyrie the year they switched team, and then something happened to IT. Yes, Isaiah Thomas, he had a hip injury. He had a hip injury. Yeah, what happened was around like Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers, he had a hip injury. But it was not that seen as that serious at the time. Well, then when Kyrie Irving, I believe the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016, they won the championship, right? They beat Golden State. They came back 3-1. And what happened was after they won the championship, Kyrie wanted his own team. So he said he wanted a trade, and they traded him to Boston. And then once they traded him to Boston, the media was checking Isaiah Thomas's body, and they found out about the hip injury. And, because you're getting traded and everything like that, you're in trade rumors. So people are checking out, if they want to trade you or not, just in case. Nobody wants an injured player, like damaged goods. So anyways, Cleveland still ended up trading Kyrie for Isaiah Thomas, and he was on a 1-year deal. So Isaiah Thomas was injured like the whole season pretty much in Cleveland, but he played a couple games. So that year where J.R. Smith dribbled the ball out of his hands, dribbled the ball out in Game 1. I believe that was 2007. Isaiah Thomas barely played that season as well. Kyrie did, yeah. I know he's done that. So I heard he wants some of his teammates traded. Yes, I heard that Kyrie Irving, he doesn't want the Nets to get James Harden. So Kyrie Irving, he is a little bit of a drama queen. But I'm not sure. And then later he wanted out of Boston too. He wanted out of Boston as Jason Tatum was playing. And he's kind of yeah, because Kyrie Irving, he doesn't want to be the third star on the team. He wants to win a championship as basically the second star with Kevin Durant. But with James Harden there, James Harden technically would be a better player than him. So he doesn't want to be the third star on the team. And he has that Mamba mentality. He really loves Kobe. He idolizes Kobe. He wants to be the man on his team. Interesting is that he wanted to be in Minnesota. He actually wanted to be in Minnesota. There were certain teams he wanted to be traded to. and one of those teams was Minnesota. And at the time, you had, I think, Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. So I don't know how that trade would have been, but he actually wanted to be in Minnesota. And there was another team he wanted to be. I think it was the Knicks or something like that. Yeah, and Kyrie Irving, I think, is just a very flashy player. He's not. If you want to win, he's probably better as a second best player in the team, not your best player. When the Boston Celtics, they put him as the best player at the time. What do you think about Detroit Pistons? I think they're a very nice, young, up and coming team. And I think Killian Hayes from France is very underrated because a lot of media attention is on LaMelo Ball. Because I watch a website called The Ringer. The Ringer, they always say how great Killian Hayes is. So I think he's very talented. But I think it's still that team is still a very young team now. And you have the veterans, Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose, that will help the young players. But I do not think the Detroit Pistons anytime soon will make the playoffs. I think they're going to still be in the lottery still. But I do think that the East is weak, so anything could happen. But they're probably not going to make the playoffs. Same thing with LaMelo Ball, the Charlotte Hornets. I do not think they'll make the playoffs. But I think that's their goal, right? Who does Detroit have now? I think they still have Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin, yes. And they're very old players. Do you like Curry? Yes, I like Curry. He's a very underrated he's very I was at Timberwolves game when T Rose on the team, and he did super good. That game was fun to watch. Oh, you're actually at that game? Awesome. I think there was one game he scored like 52 points. And then gotcha, yeah, a lot of work rebuilding for the Pistons. Yes, a lot of rebuilding for the Pistons. The East is weak though, so the East you could make the playoffs as a 7th seed, but ultimately your goal for every NBA team is not to just make it to the 7th, 8th seed. You want to win the championship one day. So sometimes you see the Sixers, right? They kind of tanked, they lost a lot, and the Sixers, because they tanked, they got trust the process. They got Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. They start winning a lot more. So sometimes, although it's not good to tank, but the NBA sometimes some teams benefit from the tanking. What was I going to say as well? So Minnesota, it is a very talented team now. You have Anthony Edwards, who looks so strong looking. It looks like he could play football, Anthony Edwards. And I know that he used to play some football. And so that dude is very strong. And then you have Karl Anthony Towns, and you have D'Angelo Russell. That's a very talented team as well. So for that team, I want them to make the playoffs, even if it's the West. And the West is much harder. But my goal for them is to make the playoffs. The Sixers had so many good players. Like they had Jimmy Butler. He didn't fit well. He fits better with a different team. And all fits better and works on chemistry. Yes, chemistry is very important. So Jimmy Butler, it was very interesting because when the Sixers traded for Jimmy Butler, and you know about Jimmy Butler, right? Because you're a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. He would yell at Andrew Wiggins. But Jimmy Butler, he was on the Sixers, right, for that one season. And they lost to Kawhi Leonard and Toronto Raptors. But for that one season, Jimmy Butler was there. And the best player on that team, the Sixers, was probably Joel Embiid. And second would be Ben Simmons. So he was seen as the third best player on the team, Jimmy Butler. So then in the offseason, nobody really cares too much about him. Everybody's trying to sign Kawhi Leonard. The Clippers signed Kawhi Leonard. And then Jimmy Butler, low-key, signs with the Miami Heat. And the Miami Heat, they didn't even make the playoffs last year. A couple years ago, they did not even make the playoffs. So they signed Jimmy Butler, and then the East is weak, and then they make it to the playoffs, and then they even make it to the NBA Finals. So that's a very fascinating story. Nobody expected that. Pretty well at the time. But now I heard last season was a bad season for the Sixers. I heard Tobias Harris, people don't like him no more because I think he's more offense, no defense. But I do not watch the Sixers enough. But more offense, not enough defense. And every time I see him play on TV, he shoots the ball pretty poorly. So Doc Rivers, he coached him for one season on the Clippers. So hopefully he gets that confidence up in Tobias Harris. Doc Rivers, I don't know. You never know with him. Well, it looks like they're going to break up that team one day. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, one of them is going to get traded. You're from Hollywood. I am from LA area too, NBAK. Jimmy Butler may not have been a good scorer, but he's what smart NBA fans call. He has a leadership role. He could definitely help a team. A glue man keeps the team together and playing well. Draymond Green. Yes, that's a good comparison. Draymond Green. And you need those players, right? Those defensive players. And he helps the team chemistry win. So, like, he makes the team fit well together. Yeah, it's kind of like what Wiggins was. He slacked on defense. He put up random shots. They're low IQ. Yeah, basically the guy who creates chemistry team. That's definitely what Butler was. Yes, I agree. So you need Draymond Green. Some people say Draymond Green type of players like him was actually more important to Golden State than Klay Thompson because he's the anchor of the defense, Draymond Green. Now you're seeing a little bit of an older Draymond Green. He's not as effective anymore, but a younger Draymond Green, he was very tough player. And another player like that is Joakim Noah. You call them glue guys, blue collar type of players, nice role players on a team. Plays defense, doesn't really care too much about scoring. And Jimmy just fits the Miami Heat a lot. Very, very well. Yes, yeah. Yeah, I heard about that. They said Jimmy Butler is Michael Jordan's son. It is possible, I guess. It is possible. But that's what they say in a joking way. We don't know, you know. Jamal Crawford is cool on this. Yes, Jamal Crawford. I think Jamal Crawford is like the oldest player in the NBA now. I think he pretty much, if he's not signed to roster, he's probably going to retire. But Jamal Crawford last played for the Brooklyn Nets. I think he's like 42 or something. And Tyus Jones, yeah, those players from Duke. There's another brother I think that came. There's too many of those Jones players that. From Duke. There's a lot of those players. They're brothers. I don't think they play really well. I think they're like role players, but there's a lot of them. Who do you think who will they pick for 2021 Olympics? Just curious. Tyus Jones. Josh Okogie is the best player, second best player, right under Kelly Oubre. Yes, I think that's how you pronounce him, Josh. But I heard Josh is a very good player. Who I picked for 2020 Olympics U.S. basketball team? So, the Olympics, a lot of players, like the star players, the all-stars, they don't want to play in the Olympics. So, usually it is the younger players that go to the Olympics. So, I would say in 2021, you could see Zion Williamson, John Morant, Wiseman. You could see those type of players. Those second... third-year players, rookies. Although rookies don't play much in the Olympics, the coaches usually favor like the second, third-year players. So the United States team, it'll be a bunch of young players like James Harden, Kevin Durant. Those players, they're not going to go to the Olympics because they've already been to the Olympics before. They don't want to play again, and also they also don't want to risk injury. And also this year it's going to be because the virus and everything like that, and it's going to be in Japan. It's going to be a very strange experience as well. Plus, they also have 3 versus 3 in the Olympics, and we'll see if any NBA player will actually go to play 3 versus 3. You can win a gold medal playing for 3 versus 3. Isn't Joshua's second or third year? You think they finally trade Clay? Hello, Mixes. Thanks for coming. You think they finally trade because he's injured? They're going to try to... You think Golden State will try to trade Klay Thompson? They probably would like to trade him, but right now he's injured, so I don't think anybody wants his contract. So you're kind of stuck with them. And I think that eventually Curry, they might try to trade Curry. They might trade Curry. And you're probably like wondering why would they do that? Because the Golden State Warriors, I do not like their team. Their team is very young, and they have I do not really believe in Kelly Oubre, and then James Wiseman's very young. I think they're a little bit too young. So if they lose, because the championship window, right, it closes sometime, and you cannot always win all the time. So you have to rebuild. You see that with the Houston Rockets right now. James Harden, he doesn't want to play for the Rockets anymore. They traded Russell Westbrook. They traded Robert Covington. So that veteran team that they had in Golden State is kind of gone. And now you have Wall again. So Josh Ogie is the second season, just like Trey and Luka. Well, they'll be on their third season. Yes, they'll be in their third season. Yes, I heard. I actually got on Reddit, Minnesota Timberwolves, and they really love Josh. How well he plays. I heard he's a great defensive player. He is kind of like that energy guy. Yeah, they're going to try to trade James Harden for sure, dude, man. James Harden, I heard that he went partying last night. He did not come to training camp even. So their coach is like, you have to ask James Harden, whatever, why he didn't come. So James Harden wants a trade because he doesn't want to play on this bad team, losing team. Yeah, that's what happened today. James Harden did not want to come to practice, is what I've heard. So, but a long time I looked at NBA Trade Machine. They have ESPN as an NBA Trade Machine. And you cannot trade James Harden to Brooklyn because the Brooklyn Nets have to trade their entire team. To try to get James Harden. And if you keep Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, you have to trade your entire team. I don't know how that's possible at all. But the NBA, they have ways they could trade players. But you cannot even trade for James Harden. His contract is so high. So high. By the way, some fun fact. James Harden and John Wall, they're the two highest paid players in the NBA. They're the two highest paid players in the NBA. I've seen their salaries, and they're two highest paid players. So the Houston Rockets have the two highest paid players in the NBA. John Wall and James Harden make the most in the NBA, more than LeBron James, more than LeBron James, more than Stephen Curry. Oh yeah, I would too, dude, man. But looks like a lot of these players now they want to win the championship. You think James Harden will go to Dallas or Utah? Maybe Utah. I haven't really heard much about those teams. But Dallas, I don't know. I don't know who they trade for in Dallas because they already have Luka. And Luka Doncic and James Harden, they kind of play very similar. They have very similar games. So I'm not sure they even need James. Let's just trade Porzingis or something like that. But yeah, I can see a lot of teams try to get James Harden. I also can see Golden State try to trade for James Harden. I kind of thought about this a long time before, but I wanted LaMelo Ball. Golden State had the second overall pick. I thought that Houston should have traded James Harden before the draft. Traded James Harden for that second overall pick. So Houston could draft LaMelo Ball and restart their team, rebuild their team. And then Golden State could have James Harden and Curry and Klay Thompson on one team. Not that they really need James Harden, but... Hi, Obvious Pete. Thanks for coming. How are you doing tonight? And first, they don't care about winning. They don't care about how lucky they are to make it to the NBA. Yes, that's kind of true as well. Because some players, they only care about winning sometimes. But it's kind of like the LeBron James effect, in my opinion. They want to be on a super team. They want to be on a super team. So, and Kevin Durant's kind of the same way. Kevin Durant kind of copied LeBron James. They want to be on super teams. And super teams, they want to win easily, right? So Michael Jordan, he would never. That's why he's kind of a lot of older people like Michael Jordan. He has that mentality. He doesn't want to play with other players. He doesn't want to play with Magic Johnson. He doesn't want to play with Larry Bird. He wants to beat those guys. So Michael Jordan, he would never want to get traded together and play with those players, right? So that's a different mentality. Today, they don't really care about that. They care more about winning the championship. They don't really care about rivalries and things like that. And it's a new era of basketball. Yeah, I understand your point, Dirk Nowitzki. Let's give it up to Dirk Nowitzki for winning that one championship. Multiple losing seasons on the Dallas Mavericks. Well, I wouldn't say losing season, but they made the playoffs every year. And then they lost in the playoffs a bunch of times. But that one year, they beat LeBron James. They beat Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade on the Miami Heat. They beat them, man. That one championship means a lot. And he didn't even really play with many famers. Jason Kidd was a little bit old. And then you have Jason Terry, who's like a sixth man. So he did not. So that championship meant a lot. But it's rare in the NBA to see kind of like the one star on a one team, kind of the under in the championship. It's pretty rare. Yes. And that was great for basketball as well. And you beat that super team. Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. So that was a great day for the NBA. Unfortunately, that rarely happens in the NBA. The super teams usually, like you see with Golden State, usually wins. The team with the best stars usually win. Like, it's kind of predictable sometimes, unfortunately. So, last NBA Finals, Lakers have Anthony Davis, LeBron James. And the Heat have just have Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo's very young. So, who's going to win? Obviously, the Lakers will. And that's what happened. So, I like it better when those underdog teams win. The 2004 Detroit Pistons. Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Richard Hamilton, even All-Stars. And they won that championship against the Lakers, who had Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Kobe Bryant. But it's rare. Infamous Spot 401, he's from Detroit, Michigan, so he definitely remembers that. The Detroit Pistons winning in 2004. Alright, so I'm going to, it's very laggy right now, but I'm going to autoplay it so it doesn't lag. I don't know, it always lags from stream. So we think the Lakers win the championship. They improved their team a lot. They have Montrezl Harrell, who won the Sixth Man of the Year award last year on the Clippers. And Montrezl Harrell, he did not play well in the bubble because he had, I think, personal problems or family problems. So, yeah. And you also have Dennis Schroeder, a younger version of Rajon Rondo. Hopefully he starts. He actually started for the Atlanta Hawks. But the Oklahoma City Thunder, he was a sixth man because Russell Westbrook starts. And he's probably never going to make the All-Star team, Dennis Schroeder. But I would love for him to make the All-Star team. Chris Paul makes a three-point shot, auto-playing. The last time before this season, no problem about the grammar. Last time before the season, the Spurs missed the playoff was 1997. Yes, very long time. So Dallas Mavericks and San Antonio Spurs, they made the playoffs multiple times. The Spurs winning more championships, of course, and Dallas winning that one championship. And so, you have to give them a lot of credit for those teams. Every year they try to make the playoffs. The Dallas Mavericks, they have a nice coach, Rick Carlisle, who's coached Reggie Miller, Indiana Pacers a long time ago. It was about 4. Nobody gave Pistons a shot. I guess it was big. Yes, I agree. It was about 4. It was a huge upset back then. Huge upset. Nobody expected. That was basically a super team back then. The Lakers. Wow, it was 20 years ago. That's such a long time now. 20 years ago, 2004. Wow. But anyways, that was a very epic upset. I'm gonna try to exit and then go back in the game because it's very laggy. But that's very rare in the NBA. In the NFL, though, it's more likely to happen because the NFL is only one team, two teams, one game playoff, and everything like that. You're more likely to see upsets in like the NFL. Sorry, my phone is like very all black screen. So if it records, sometimes you'll get cut off. But I'm trying to get back in the game. I guess my phone is just frozen. So I'm just gonna talk. I've been talking a lot, but I'm just gonna talk some more. Oh yeah, that's 22 years and amazing job by the San Antonio Spurs. Greg Popovich, other players, Tim Duncan back then, Ginobili, Tony Parker. It's an amazing job back then. What they did, and before Tim Duncan, Greg Popovich came. They were actually a bad team, and he changed that franchise around. Unfortunately, they missed the playoffs last season. Marcus Aldridge, those players are getting a bit older now. Greg Popovich, Steve Kerr. Yes, I agree. Greg Popovich is a better coach than Steve Kerr, and I think even Steve Kerr would say that. Here, he was actually coached by Greg Popovich. He actually won a championship. I think he won a championship or two with the San Antonio Spurs. I believe the San Antonio has Tim Duncan, and he's a great coach as well because he learned from Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson when he was on the Chicago Bulls. So we're gonna turn that off right there. Just gonna log off the game and try to get back in the game. Some people say this Pacers getting that in the Palace, unfortunately, help the Pistons in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, I think that is somewhat true because if I remember correctly, you know what happened to Ron Artest. I think Ron Artest was suspended like the whole year. I think Jermaine O'Neal was suspended for a lot of games. So a lot of Pacers, they got suspended, so they couldn't play against the Pistons. And so they were kind of depleted. And so that was Reggie Miller's last year in the NBA. And so they were trying to win a championship of Reggie Miller. I know Jermaine O'Neal was trying to win a championship of Reggie Miller, but you have all these players suspended because of what happened at the Palace. So that's why it was hard for them to win. Well, if I remember correctly, I think the Pistons already won the championship. Whereas the Pacers, I think that was like a year after the Pacers. The year after the Pistons won. But I have to look it up again. Did you know MJ had 10 plus points in every single game in his career, except for one game? Oh, cool. I did not know that. I'm not surprised. That's why he's the greatest of all time. Michael Jordan. Phil Jackson, my favorite NBA coach. Yeah, he's a legendary coach. 11 championships, Phil Jackson. And he loves he's